Incoming!
Hello good people! Welcome to How to Get a Nuke in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, a kill-by-kill guide. My name is Matt Fisher, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys about some helpful hints, teaching you about some perks, some strategies, some guns, some attachments, all that jazz, and hopefully all this combined will help you guys be able to get a nuke in Call of Duty. So without further ado guys, let's jump right on to this video. So Killstreaks. Everyone knows that these killstreaks are going to be your key to getting the nuke, mainly because the nuke is one of the many killstreaks available. So the best setup for killstreaks I found are 7, 11, and then 25. Now, for the 7 killstreak, we have things like the Harrier Strike or the attack helicopter. Which one should you use? My personal opinion, the Harrier you should definitely use, because the Harrier will get you a lot more kills, and also going to get you the kills faster, which is also key. The attack helicopter really just kind of floats around the map and doesn't necessarily get you a lot of kills. I mean, generally, a Harrier could get you potentially, 7, 8, 9 kills, depending on what, sort of gameplay are you getting on. But the idea of the Harrier is to get you to the 11th kill streak. Now, the Harrier will easily get you to the 11th. The attack helicopter, you may only get 4 kills in total. So moving on, next we have the 11 kill streak. And with the 11 kill streak, we have the Chopper Gunner or the AC-130. Both of them are... doesn't really matter which one you pick. All that matters is kind of what map you're on. I've called in nukes using the Chopper Gunner and the AC-130. And the map really depends on what you should use for your 11th kill streak. On a map such as Wasteland, definitely using a thing like the AC-130 would be better than the Chopper Gunner. Mainly because with the AC-130 you can take out multiple people with one shot from whatever the gun is or bomb, as opposed to the Chopper Gunner where you'd have to actually directly shoot one person and then move on to the next. However, on a map like High Rise, the Chopper Gunner would be great because when people spawn, you can spawn trap them and you can just constantly fire into one specific area and people will keep running into your bullets or your bullets will hit them. So it really depends on the map that you use for your 11th kill streak. Now last is the 25th kill streak, which is the nuke, obviously. It's pretty self-explanatory. So perks and death streak. With perks there's 3 different categories. There's the perk 1 category, perk 2 category, and then the perk 3 category. In the perk 1 category, by far the best perk to pick in there is Scavenger Pro. And Scavenger Pro is probably the best perk out of all the perks, mainly because it is the most useful perk. Scavenger Pro allows you to resupply from fallen foes, which is good because if I use up a lot of ammo trying to kill one person, maybe I'm just, raining fire on them, trying to scare them until they pop up and then they just happen to be hit by my bullets passing by. If I use up a lot of ammo, I'm going to be able to resupply my ammo. And a lot of people don't know this, but Scavenger also resupplies grenades and claymores and throwing knives and all that jazz. And Scavenger Pro is very useful because most assault rifles only come with about 60 in your mags combined. With the Pro part of Scavenger Pro, it adds extra mags. In fact, I'm sure that it triples your mags. I believe it goes from 60 to 180, so that's tripled. So Scavenger Pro is clearly the best perk in the perk 1 category. Moving on to the perk 2 category, it's kind of a tough decision. There is Stopping Power Pro. With Stopping Power Pro, the Pro part in Stopping Power Pro really isn't that important because that Stopping Power Pro increases bullet damage to vehicles, so that's not really that important. But regular Stopping Power increases bullet damage to just normal enemies. Now, with the increased bullet damage, 1, it will take less shots to kill someone, and 2, you're obviously going to get the kill faster. So, using Stopping Power Pro will give you an opportunity to kill the person, will give you a greater opportunity to kill the person before you get killed yourself. Now, the perk 3 category that's kind of like a miscellaneous category, and it's kind of really a toss-up. I mean, there's nothing in there that's going to give you so much of an advantage over someone else. But definitely Ninja, and combined with Ninja Pro, is definitely what you should pick, and that's what I pick for perk 3. A lot of people tend to run with heartbeat sensors, and a lot of people nowadays are playing with headphones. You know, you got the Turtle Beach headphones going on, and the Astro headset, whatever they're called. So using Ninja Pro will eliminate you from the heartbeat sensors and make your footsteps silent, obviously making you a ninja, hence the name Ninja. So definitely in the perk 3 category, Ninja is what you want to go with, because nothing really sucks more than having a high kill streak and then getting killed because someone can track you on their heartbeat sensor. And then obviously for death streak, you want to go with Final Stand, which is just going to give you that that extra chance to kill your foe. So that is pretty much it for perks and death streak. Now, with your equipment, hands down, the thing you want to go with is Claymores. Because Claymores can give you a kill even if you're on the other side of the map. A strategically placed Claymore in a hot area will get you a kill, and oftentimes I find myself getting killed, you know, either right before I get one of my kill streaks, and, you know, using that Claymore prevents that from happening, so I can just get that one extra kill. So technically, with using Claymores, what you want to do is, when you kill someone, you really want to place a Claymore, and then using Scavenger Pro to, I guess, resupply your Claymores, and then carry on to the next person. Because chances are, where you killed someone, someone else, if not that same person, is going to come back in that area. Especially if you killed a camper. If you wait, you know, like 10-20 seconds, that camper will return, and when he does, he's going to run right into a Claymore, giving you a double kill, even if you're on the other side of the map. So Claymores is what you should be using for your equipment. Now, with special grenades, it's really a toss-up between flash and stun. It's more of a preference sort of thing. I've had success with both. For people that don't know what they are, flash basically blinds the person completely, and maybe even people in the surrounding area. A stun grenade will stun the person, making them not able to shoot or move without doing it extremely slowly, giving you enough time to maybe run into a building and knife someone, or prevent them from moving so that they're still in your view and you can shoot them. So, with special grenades, it's a toss-up. With equipment, definitely want to be using Claymores. So, one of the most important decisions you're going to have to make in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is choosing your gun. Generally, when trying to get a nuke, I would recommend using an assault rifle, although I have seen some pretty, you know, really good people get it with using the Mini Uzi, which is a submachine gun, but generally I try to stick with the assault rifles. Now, there's really 3 types of assault rifles you can choose. There is the single fire, there is the 3-round burst, and then there is the fully automatic. The single fire I wouldn't use because the fire rate on the FAL, which is the only single fire gun, is not really that great, and you probably won't find yourself getting as many kills as a all-purpose or even a 3-round burst. So, really, with the 3-round bursts, you only have the M16 and the FAMAS, or the FAMAS, however you want to pronounce it. It's one of those things that can be debated. Generally, I've had more success using the M16, but I've also seen a lot of videos of people getting the nuke using the FAMAS. So, basically, if you want to use a 3-round burst gun, which, for people that don't know, basically it shoots in 3, so every time you pull the trigger, it shoots a 3 burst, pull the trigger again, and then shoots another 3 burst. It's really personal preference. As far as the fully automatic weapons go, the all-purpose weapons as they're called, I've called in a nuke both times, I believe, using the AK-47, but you don't unlock that till level 70, so people that aren't at level 70 or that have prestige and, you know, aren't at level 70, whatever prestige you are, generally the best guns you want to use are either the Scar H or the TAR-21. I have seen people call in a nuke using an ACR, but I've generally seen more success with those two. Now, the TAR-21 is probably the most used assault rifle between everyone that uses Call of Duty, mainly because it is probably the best assault rifle. But then again, someone like me, I don't try to always use the best, I just kind of try to use what works best for me. The TAR may not work for people because the red dot sight is not like it is on other guns, so it's really up to you. I have had success with the Scar H, so really when it comes down to assault rifles, it really comes down to what works best for you. So the next choice you have to make is what are you going to use for your secondary gun. The times I've called in my nuke, I've never had to use my secondary gun. I've always used my primary assault rifle. But if I was going to actually have to use my secondary, I would hope that it is a shotgun. Mainly because with most shotguns, you can get a kill, you know, either in 2 bullets, sometimes 1. So for shotguns, what I've seen success with is the AA-12. I've seen success with the Striker, and I've also seen success with the overpowered Akimbo 1887s. So really whatever works best for you, again, for shotguns is what you should be using for your secondary. So another key aspect to calling in the nuke is your attachment, and your attachment can really decide if you get the nuke or not. Every time that I've called in a nuke, the attachment that has been on my gun has been the silencer. And the reason why I use a silencer over anything else is because the silencer does several things. It restricts the recoil of your gun. The flash that appears when you fire several bullets at once is restricted using the silencer. Enemies won't be able to hear your bullets when you're firing. And probably most important, when you fire a gun that's silenced, you do not appear on the map. And then also, if you don't want to use a silencer, if you have a huge problem with it, either the holographic sight or the red dot sight, just something to help improve your accuracy. But try to use a silencer. I highly recommend the silencer. But that is pretty much it for attachments. So those are my success tips, guys, for calling in a nuke on Modern Warfare 2. If you guys have any questions, there will be a link in the right to a form where you can ask a question, and you guys will most likely get an immediate response back. So that's it, guys. Remember to rate this video 5 stars if you enjoyed it. You can also leave a comment below telling me if this was successful for you, or maybe some tips that you have to share with other people. And also, guys, if you really did like this video, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. So that is pretty much it, guys. Again, my name is Matt Fisher. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and take care.